Let's go, guys. Welcome back. Wall Street Game Plan, the first episode of July. Guys, June, TSSI 71% to the upside. SOFI Technology 21% in like 3 days. Where else are you going to find these stocks? No other place than the Game Plan Wall Street. It starts here, it really does. Text us at 844-722-9743. If you want us to cover a stock, if you have a question, or if you want to get subscribed to our free stock alerts, 844-722-9743. And guys, today we're going to share our screen in just a minute, go over some charts, go over some trade setups for tomorrow. Did about $2,100 today. Couldn't really find a rhythm today in my trading, and I was really focused on AMD and PLTR, and we'll dive into the charts in just 1 second. Pretty big pullback on both those names today, and they were unable to really bounce. I do think tomorrow is going to be a really good opportunity day for these names. I hope they don't gap up too much because I'm not holding them overnight. So, guys, let's get straight into it. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. We're going to continue to put out content for you guys. So this is the game plan. We want you guys to go in to the market each day with the professional game plan, and it starts here, guys. It really does. So we'll share on our screen S&P 500, clear as day. You guys can see right here, clear as day breakout. I mean, this is just very strong. It could come back like to retest. It could come back 5 points, and it's very unlikely unless we get negative news, right? Powell does speak on Friday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, this is a very strong market. It's absolutely strong. I mean, you talk about a market that's kind of been trading around these levels since December, really, pretty much all year, couldn't really get past this area. And it finally, not only did it crash on these tariff news, but it came back stronger than ever. And that's kind of what we go back to George Soros. George Soros, you like him, love him, hate him. I was at coffee with a gentleman the other day, and I was talking about George Soros for like an hour with this guy. I really was. I really like George Soros as a trader. I'm not saying as a person. That's a story for another time. But listen, guys, Soros' teaching was it's like a reflex theory that he had. And whenever you have pullbacks and it's met with a higher high, it's confirmation of strength. And that confirmation of the trend is usually met with more acceleration, because not only is it clear as day that there's a higher high being made, but now the shorts need to cover. The money on the sideline is now stepping in, buying more stocks, buying the breakout, and more people are adding to their positions. And people are not selling into an all-time high breakout. They're just not taking profits. No one's going to take a profit into an all-time high breakout. And so, as you guys can see on the chart right here, really extreme pullback on tariff news. Just absolutely extreme right here, and met with just very strong buying, and now we're at new highs. So we're in a bull market, and rates haven't even got cut yet. That's the thing. There's just so much meat. There's so much meat on this bull market, and there's going to be a lot of money to be made. That's why you guys got to subscribe to the channel. But let's dive straight into AMD, because this is the first thing I'm going to be watching tomorrow is AMD, and I'll tell you why. We need to zoom into this chart. You guys can see just a very ugly day for AMD. You talk about a gap and crap, unable to really find any momentum. But the 9 EMA, you guys can see in this uptrend, every time it tests the 9 EMA, this blue line right here, okay? Every time it tests the 9 EMA, it bounced back, okay? It bounced back. And so we're at the 9 EMA now, and if we do get panic, you got that 130 support around 130, which is going to be a significant buying opportunity, in my opinion, off that panic. But if we don't get panic, it's a low-risk, high-reward bet, in my opinion. You're risking a couple points, You're risking 2 points, maybe even a point if you're buying at 136 to fill this gap around 141. You're talking about a 5 reward versus only 1 risk. I mean, and this is such a strong company. So, AMD is definitely at this resistance area, but overall, guys, strong company, strong market, pulling back to the 9 EMA. It's an opportunity until proven otherwise, right? And Palantir did fall below the 9 EMA, and I actually bought this today. And I don't know how much money I made. I know I didn't make that much money on it, but I know I made money on it today. I wasn't red. I wasn't red. I think I actually took it off and just let my AMD hold. Um, but Palantir did fall below 90 MA on a very large wick. And the thesis for the short for Palantir apparently was the war with Iran pretty much coming to an end was bearish for Palantir. And I don't know, the company's such a strong growth stock with such good guidance. The guidance from Palantir was made before the war even happened. So Palantir, in their guidance, they didn't even think about this Iran war. So with all this being said, this is an opportunity, in my opinion, for Palantir. If it can hold this level, 120. I mean, if Palantir does go 120, you got to load up, in my opinion. I mean, you really do. I'm not trying to give advice. I'm just talking to myself pretty much. But I mean, at 120 on Palantir, I mean, that would be pretty lucky to get there, right? But even here, I 130. You got support here at 130. It could potentially retest this 90 MA, and that's 6 points, guys. You got 300 shares on 6 points. You're talking about nearly $2,000. So, I mean, there's opportunity tomorrow with Palantir for sure. And you want to talk about Robinhood. Everyone's talking about Robinhood, guys. We called Robinhood many different times actually on this channel. And the thing about Robinhood, guys, is when I'm entering the stock, okay, I like to enter it near the 90 MA. And there's just too much gap right now for me between the 90 MA and price. And with that being said, you talk about the risk versus reward is not attractive if you don't have a position, because you're risking, it's at $92. Well, you're risking nearly 8 points to make 8 points, because you're going to have that $100 resistance mark. So I don't really see it as a opportunity unless you're looking to scalp. Okay, unless you're looking to scalp it. Let's say we have a morning panic, but 84, 85 as of right now, maybe 86, definitely a buying opportunity. SOFI Technologies, very strong. I mean, you talk about a stock that just checks all the boxes, and you guys can see just right here, it's nearing a breakout. I mean, this thing's ready to go, and it looks good. It really does. We actually covered this in June. And it ran 21% right after our coverage, like 3 days after our coverage. We covered it around $14. It shot right up to 19. But there's a lot of shorts trapped in SoFi Technologies. A lot of shorts trapped in SoFi Technologies. And so Palantir, SoFi, AMD, these are all stocks that we are watching. Now with Apple, really nice breakout. Let me just draw it for you guys so you guys can see. But this is a breakout everyone's looking at right now. I mean, everyone on social media is really in this stock. I mean, we're more focused on this trend line right here, but you guys can just see this triangle, symmetrical triangle formed here. But it's a really nice breakout on strong volume. It did pull back into the close today, which is an opportunity because 210. I mean, this thing really has room to run 7 points. That's significant opportunity right there. So let me just go through some names. I'm not the biggest fan on Snap, so we're just gonna go past it. I like playing these other names. So Tesla, you had a double top, met double top right here, 1, 2, met with the lower high, and that's very bearish. And now Trump's threatening to potentially deport Elon. It's just so unprofessional. But you look at the 90 MA, and there's just too much. There's too much news headline risk here. I mean, it really is. It's a high risk stock. And when you look at something like Tesla, you have to ask yourself, is there another trade out there that's lower risk with the same reward? And just because Tesla's a good name doesn't mean, we need to try to, gamble with it. There's other stocks out there presenting the same type of reward where you can actually limit your risk. And that's kind of what we're focused on. NVDA, another stock. Let's just zoom out because we're not seeing nothing there, but it did tap the 90 MA. And the thing about NVIDIA, which I actually really like, is I had this square breakout. Okay, I really like this square breakout. Whenever a stock, okay, can break out, I can't find a square for some reason. Whenever a stock can break out of a sideways channel like this, it's the probabilities of it being more successful are 100% raised. Now, the good news is volume is a little elevated, but nothing of concern. You do have a wick on the 90 MA, which is very bullish. I'm all about riding the line of least resistance. And the line of least resistance is going to be the side of the 90 MA. When the price is above the 90 MA, the line of least resistance is to the upside. When the price is below the 90 MA, the line of least resistance is to the downside. In this situation, the NVIDIA is bullish, okay? Very bullish chart here. It came back to the 90 MA, which is very healthy. And now, looking for that 160 move. You got some shorts in there in this recent pullback. You shake out some weak hands, and then you get the move going again. So with that being said, guys, AMD, Palantir, I do want to watch Reddit as well. That's something I've been trading nearly every day. Okay. I had a doji candle today. Little exhausted here, to be honest. You guys can just see, it's kind of wedging a little bit here, and you got some resistance around here as well. So I mean, it needs to clear this area. There's obviously a lot. I mean, you look at these social media names with Meta, Snapchat. I mean, these names are just so big when it comes to artificial intelligence, because data for artificial intelligence is so important. So over 155 on Reddit can really get explosive. Could go 170. Over 155 on Reddit could go 170. You're looking at, about 7 points to the downside. So you just have to day trade this. You have to day trade this and try to hit the breakout. And if it does pull back, you might want to accumulate this pullback. You really might want to accumulate this pullback. So at resistance right now, but a lot of room to run to the upside, guys. A lot of people are talking about Webull as well. I'll do Webull just for you guys really quick. And the Webull, their warrants expired. They could have exercised some warrants, but those expired and they can no longer do it. So now the stock's trying to, it's a lot more better now. I put out a hit piece on it, just kind of giving everyone a warning about those warrants. It was one of our first videos on the channel. Now, as you guys can see, I mean, just very strong breakout out of this base right here. Let me get the rectangle just so you guys can see it. And very strong breakout out of this base. And depending on the short interest, which I'm not too sure of right now, I don't know if I think TradingView has short interest. Let me see. But yeah, guys, we will in breakout mode right now. Let me switch back just to talk to you guys. So guys, tomorrow, AMD, okay, 90 MA. Want to watch the AMD at the 90 MA. NVIDIA bounced off the 90 MA as well. Palantir is below the 90 MA. Seen some selling pressure come in since the Iran war has come to a halt. Want to watch that, but we don't want to start guessing and think it's going to go up. We want that confirmation that there's a nice base where we can have a defined risk with a high probability setup. Webull in breakout mode right now. Tesla, I don't like it. I really don't. There's just too much headline risk right now. You're in Tesla. Trump says one thing. Now all of a sudden you're down 5%. You're holding the bag. Apple is in breakout mode right now. The S&P 500 looks absolutely amazing. You gotta hold day on Friday with the 4th of July. So with that being said, subscribe to our channel. We're going to continue to put out commentary for you guys. And text 844-722-9743. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys.